And I think we are live. Welcome everyone to this live session. Yeah, I didn't have time to sit and edit a video and all that kind of stuff today. I woke up really late today. It was a really busy day today so far. So easier to go live. And heck, it's a whole lot funner going live with y'all, right? So comment down below. I want to know what you guys, if you guys bought the dip or not, because it looks like the stock today is up. It's up like 4%. The stock is up 4%. So who bought the stock today or yesterday? I bought yesterday. So comment below if you guys bought, because man, yesterday was just ridiculous. If you go back, the reaction was ridiculous. 13%, more than 13% down yesterday. And then it kept going lower to like 14%, right? Down, which is an overreaction. Now it's up from that, like it's from yesterday till now, it's up like 4%. So pat on the back if you guys bought yesterday. But here's the thing though, is this the bottom? Nobody knows, but I'm gonna showing you guys on my little spreadsheet if it's a good time to buy at this price, given now until 2026. So smash that like button, hit subscribe if you guys haven't already, and let's get down to it. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, not screen my share. I always get those mixed up. Let's go to, where is my little window? Where is my window? There it is. All right. This page, this sheet right here, the buy now chart that I have from 2024, that I have the bear case, base case, and the bull case all the way to 2026. Now, you guys may have noticed that I put here for 2024, they're going to deliver less than 2 million vehicles. Here's the thing. They reiterated again in Q2 that their vehicle deliveries are going to be notably lower compared to 2023. Now, what does notably lower mean, right? If they did 1.8 million in 2023. In 2022, I believe they delivered like 1.2 or 1.3, 1.3. I think it was they delivered around 1.3. So notably lower would mean maybe 10% growth, right? Because that is notably, right? I put 8% growth, up just 1.95 million vehicles, right? Average selling price, so I dropped that down to 42,000. I was surprised to see in Q2 average selling price to be dropped down in the first place. I was pretty shocked about that. It looks like something. Okay, there we go. I think you guys can see better this way. You guys can see it. No, no, no. You guys can see it better this way. Yeah, better to see it that way. So, yeah, I was shocked to see that automotive credits. I mean, that was crazy. Like literally, just half of this happened in one quarter. Madness. I mean, that's crazy. But I have it set to decline every single year. Services and revenues around 10 billion this year, maybe a bit more this year. But next year 12 billion, 14 billion onward. That's the profits as well. And then we got the leasing, 2.1 billion, 2.3 billion, and 3 billion in 2026. And that's because I do believe in 2026 our interest rates are going to be a whole lot lower, and we're going to see a lot of people come in and buy a lot. And you guys can see I have 3 million vehicle deliveries in 2026, and 2025 is just below 2.5 million, so 25% ish, and then another 25% ish there, unless robo taxis, and you guys can see here, they start to come online and they start to be sold like hotcakes. But I don't know. I don't see Tesla selling a whole lot of vehicles or that many amount of vehicles, even with interest rates low, right? Unless full self driving becomes the main product. We will know more next year when we see more interest rate cuts in 2025. And I have more of a bullish standard starting from 2025 and onwards. We have the vehicle gross profits drop down to 15.5%. Now, this could go lower. I mean, we saw 14.8% excluding credits, right? And if you exclude the leasing, that's below 14%, right? So this we could probably see this go even lower. That's the crazy part, right? So, but I'm optimistic. I think Q3 and Q4 are going to be great quarters for Tesla. Energy, I mean, we saw what happened with energy, man. 3 billion in a quarter. I put here for the entire of 2024 above 15 billion. Now, if we continue 3 billion from now till end of Q4, Tesla would finish the year above 10 billion or just a little bit over 11 billion in revenue. But obviously, Q3 and Q4, Elon did say they are demand constrained, not production constrained. So I do see them growing heavily with energy to 15.2 billion or 3 billion. to almost 20 billion and 25 billion in 2026 if there aren't any new mega pack factories coming, which I do think there will be, but just keeping things conservative. Robo taxis, nothing until 2026. I do expect them for them to start rolling out sometime in 2025, but actually 1 year delay to 2026 because we do have the event coming on October 10th now. So I do expect a date, proper date on when they're going to release it. I think that's going to be very, very important. And that's why it's kind of a given in 2026, 38 million in revenue and almost 9 million in profits, right? So we go with that. And then we have operating costs of 12 billion in 2024. It was more than I expected in Q2, but I think Q3 will be less, but keeping it a little more conservative and increasing it to 12 billion, 15 billion, 17.5 billion for the next year. Taxes start to increase as well. Other income interests around the 1 billion mark. Overall, finishing the years in revenue, like in these, like imagine this year Tesla's going to end over 110 billion in revenue. That's crazy. That's absolutely flipping crazy. In 2025, almost 140 billion, and in 2026, over 170 billion. And you guys can see the net income gap. I mean, 8 billion this year, and then it goes to 13 billion in 2026. So that's what? That's a 30-40% growth in just 2 years. That's crazy. Stock-based compensation, of course, I'm going to continue to increase that, even though in Q2 was less than expected. Nonetheless, shares outstanding, I'm going to continue diluting this because they're not doing any buybacks. So they're definitely diluting that 100%. So that's with these, right? Now we have the EPS. EPS non-GAAP is what we really care about here. Is well, that's what we need to beat. EPS gap is what the stock price is based on. So that's what we need to know, right? So right now the EPS is around $3.60. We're expecting to go down to $2.30. Now, what does this mean? It means that PE could easily increase by 50-60% to match to whatever we have now. And that's what we're going to get into right now with the PEs and what the bear case, base case, and the bull case will be. Make sure you all smash that like button. All right. And subscribe if you guys haven't already, or follow me on X if you guys haven't already. So in 2023, the average PE around there was on 82. The stock finished around 256. And my price target then was 260. So we were very close, or pretty much smack on. We did reach 260, then went down a bit, whatever. Right. But the bear case for 2024, if we get $2.30, that would mean the PE is going to be high, guys. It's going to be high. It's going to be as high as 70 as the worst case scenario, which will be a stock price around 161. But oh, Pejjy, man, PE of 70, that doesn't make any sense for a company that's not growing. This is Tesla, man. We're talking about Tesla. Tesla is always going to be trading at a high PE. If you find it trading at a low PE, you're getting at a time where FUD is at all-time high, where nobody wants the stock, and it's just people are just trashing it, which is the time that I think it's time to buy, in my opinion. Now, again, none of this is financial advice. What I'm going to say is not financial advice, just what I think. And when it comes to Tesla, that is kind of like facts, right? So a 70 PE would justify what the stock price, if it goes to the worst case scenario, the bear case, 70 PE. If you guys want to think 50 PE, I mean 115, do you guys really think Tesla's going to go down to 115? It just doesn't make any sense. And, this is at the end of 2024, right? 6 months time. So people are going to, investors are going to look forward to 2025 and onwards. So giving even the bear case 70 PE makes sense. The base case, we can give it as high as a flipping 100, around $230 per share, which is what it is right now, right? Right now it's what, 225, 220, right? That means with all these numbers, by end of this year, that's 100 PE. Now, in Q4 of 2023, Tesla did pull a rabbit out of their hat. They may do it again this year, and the PE could be shrunken down to 50 for the same thing with a higher EPS. We could see that again. I do think that's going to happen again. But nonetheless, if we don't see it, a base case of 100 PE is $230 per share, 800 billion. But it's still not like, here's the thing. I don't know why Tesla is not trading at the trillion mark yet. The company is just, it's crazy with their full self-driving stuff and energy. I mean, just look at energy, right? So even maybe 100 PE is conservative, right? But I'm going to keep it conservative like I usually do. PE bull case. My price target is 350, which would give it a PE of 150. That would be a stock price of 356, or maybe 152, right? Yeah, 152, right? That's the bull case. I see it, and I kind of do see Tesla finishing off this year around the 350, which would be a PE of 150, 152. If they don't pull a rabbit out of their hat to increase the EPS, which is in flippin' insane, right? Realistically, I think we're going to be around the 120s, around the 260s or 270s, maybe 110. I think we're going to 115, around the 265s. I think we're going to end the same as we did last year. If you don't want to be too bullish or too bearish, I think around there makes sense for the base case of 115. I'm going to keep it there, right? But I am sticking with my price target of 350 by end of the year or a PE of 150. So moving on to 2025, moving on to 2025, we see a EPS non-gap of $2.70 or non-gap $3.30, but a gap of $2.70, right? So PE wise, what could happen here? Now, in my opinion, we do see EPS growing, and we do see net income growing. And again, we have to always put in the consideration that the market is always forward-looking. And if Tesla did a better year than last year and they have bottomed and earnings are more, then we can easily see maybe the same PE as last year around the 70s, right? Maybe even going down a little bit to 65 around there, right? We can see the bear case being. Now, if there's a black swan event or we go into a bad recession, I can easily see this dropping down to 50, even to 40s, around the 108s. But I don't think that's going to happen next year. We are seeing a soft landing. We are seeing there's a lot of more positives and negatives right now with the market going towards in the next year or two, especially with Tesla. So 60 PE, 65 PE, even a 70 PE, let's say 65 PE would make sense in the bear case. In the base case, because we are seeing a higher EPS, higher growth, in the earnings call, most likely they're going to come out by end of 2025 and say, yeah, robotaxis, you guys already know we did the event. It's coming out soon. We expect this and that. Energy continue to grow heavily. I do see the PE around the 120 mark. I do see that in the base case of around $324 per share. In the bull case, I would not be surprised to see Tesla as high as the 150s around there. Again, maybe even more than this, guys. I know, you know what I mean? Like around the 175s. I mean, it's not hard to see that with Tesla. This is a company that did trade 1,000 PE at one point because things were just like so good with the company. But let's just go back to 150 PE as the bull case and keep it there. That's what I think, right? Going on to 2026 and 2026, I mean, they're reaching almost $200 billion in revenue. We have robotaxis coming online. We have energy going nicely. We have margins improving, right? I'll be iffy on the margins for autos, just, iffy there. But nonetheless, I do expect some sort of a growth there, right? We do see, and by the way, guys, I cannot see the chat. I only have one monitor, and the way I'm doing this, it only shows the Excel. So I will finish this quickly, and I'll come back to you guys. Maybe what I can do is screen share at the end so I can see what you guys are saying, and then we can go ahead and play around with these numbers as well. But I just want to get this done as quickly as possible. Nonetheless, in 2026, end of 2026, potentially EPS could be gap, right, of 363 and a non-gap of 425. So that's what, again, a 50-40% increase from 2024. And again, if robotaxis are coming, if energy is growing, we have full self-driving getting enabled in cars, more uptake and take rate for the FSD, then maybe there's some licensing. Then in 2026, we have the bot being produced, which is why I think the operating cost should be more than this. But 17.5 billion is a lot, to be honest. But let's continue with this. The bear case at that time, guys, I could see it being around 60 PE, around $218 per share. And that's a 60 PE for all these numbers for a company that's like generating over 170 billion in revenue is crazy, and over almost 13 billion in net income. Yes, if this number comes true, that means they kind of match their 2022 numbers, right? Or 2023 numbers, right? But again, I think there's some rabbits can be pulled out of the hat at that time as well. But nonetheless, Tesla is now on an uptrend, on a healthy uptrend. So that's why 60 PE, if you want to be bearish about that, go to 50 PE at 181. Kind of makes sense around let's say 50 PE around $200 per share by 2026. Man, if Tesla stock is still trading $200 in 2 years' time, while the company since then till now has nearly almost doubled, I mean, this little rubber band is just going to the snap upward is going to be crazy, right? Anyways, for the base case, I can easily see it to be around 100, around 363. I do see that. Maybe 90 if you don't want to see, 100. But I don't know. I see around 100. There's a lot of things going to be baked into the stock. For the ultimate bull case, I guess, I would say around, oops, wrong chart, wrong place, around 125, 130, around there. I can see it being compressed a little bit and, stuff like that. Now, I do expect Tesla that once we have robotaxi in full force, that's something that we did not see coming. The PE being as north as 200, reaching around 726 bucks per share, around 2.5 trillion market cap by 2026. Because if you guys remember Nvidia, just last year they said that, hey, we are growing, our chips are growing faster than expected. We expect to grow and we expect to show profits. And if they do show profits in 2026, let's say much better robo taxis or energy or just autos or whatever it is, then we can see a PE hitting as high as 200, guys. Like, it's not out of the question, because now they're pricing in next year. And then what happened to Nvidia? It got priced in next year, and the PE is now down to what, 50 or 60. Means it was justified. So we could see the same thing happening with Tesla, but we have to see it with reoccurring revenues or reoccurring services that has high profits. Unfortunately, autos don't. So we really have to convince Tesla really has to convince to the Wall Street and say, yeah, we do talk about robo taxis a lot, but look, it's manifesting. Look how much we're going to make. Look how much it's growing. Look how much we can do overnight with one snap of the finger or one over the air update. And when Wall Street can actually wake up and see this and go like, whoa, this is a lot of potential. We got to price this in. And 200 PE is actually just the start. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that will happen over flipping night. This is Tesla. This is Tesla. And anyways, I'm going to step back a bit and say maybe 150. I don't know, let's go 140, around there, 472, just to stick realistically, right? So these are the numbers, guys, from the bear case to the bull case. Now, let's say, what's the stock price right now, right? I think it's 125, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think it's 125. I'm still checking right now. Yeah, 125, right? Let's bring this to, 225. Let's say you bought 100 shares right now, right? Let's say, when will you make your return, right? I mean, those who bought in 2021 at the peak, they still haven't made a return yet. But I mean, the stock is down nearly 50%. So buying 100 shares on 225 at this time, when Tesla is about to unleash the robotaxis and FSD and all these other things, it doesn't look like a bad idea. Anyway, it's not financial advice, but 100 PE, right? You put, that's about 22,500 in cost. So in the bear case, first year, you will lose, if you think to 70 PE at the bear case this year, end of this year, you would lose upwards of 7,000 or 6,000, right? But the base case, you made 4,000. But in the bull case, you've made 12,000 if you believe they can go as high as 150 PE, right? I think around 115 PE makes sense end of this year, around 265. So you would make 4,000. Now, moving on to 2025, if you're pessimistic and you think PE will be around 65, right? That would mean you would lose $5,000 almost in your investment. But if you believe the base case of 120 PE, you would make almost 10,000, and the bull case or north of 18,000, right? Then in 2026, if you believe even 55 PE will be the case, which again, that would be a stock price of 200. I would be shocked if Tesla's revenue is over 170 billion and their net income is nearly 13 billion and they're growing and they have so many things going that the stock is going to be around 200 bucks even in 2026. Something is broken with the market. Wall Street has not even woke up then, but I doubt it. But if you believe this, then you'll be down 2,500 around there, right? Base case, you will be up almost 14,000, and bull case, you'll be up 25,000. Base case, 14,000, right? So you guys can look at this. This is also available on my Patreon, so you guys can play around with these numbers. This is only a prediction alone. But one thing is for sure, what this chart is telling us is that, hey, if you can buy this stock below 200, which by the way, I was banging on this table when the stock was below 180, that it's a great time to buy, then you you wouldn't lose money at all in the next couple of years or so, right? That's what this chart is telling you right now. Anything below 200, guys, is a steal in my opinion. I bought yesterday when the stock was around like 216 or something like that. But the thing is with this stock is that it gets stupid real quick. It goes down real quick, but for the stupidest reason, panic selling, all that kind of stuff. Like we had an amazing Q2. It was a really good Q2, but still the stock went down 14% because auto margins were down. And if you guys are if you guys are invested into Tesla stock, it's not about the auto margins anymore. If you're in for the autos, please leave the stock. It's about autonomy. It's about AI. It's about all that kind of stuff. Yes, they haven't manifested yet. And if you guys are following the stock, if you guys are following the Tesla story, it's being manifested. 12.5 is looking crazy. So, anyways, what this chart is telling you, that anything under 200 is a solid flipping buy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So let's see what y'all got to say. That's enough of me rambling, right? Let's see what y'all got to say. We can go ahead. Oh, it's already been 20 minutes. Sheesh. All right, let's see what y'all got to say. All right. I'm out of cash, but I can make my good to buy yesterday. Sheesh. Not bad. That's I think everybody was buying yesterday, to be honest. LFG first, buy the dip. Let's flip and go. I just bought 10 shares. Not a bad time spent. Hello, Colin. How are you, my man? I buy before the crash. Oh, yeah, I bought before the crash too. LFG. Yeah, I bought yesterday. Mark, welcome to the gang, man. Thank you so much for your support. You can't say that you didn't have time to buy. That's true. That is, you had a lot of time to buy. When does Tesla stabilize and stop being volatile? Oh, that's a really good question. Tesla is going to continue being volatile until they have a solid EPS on the upward trend, and it's stable. Unfortunately, with a company like Tesla, they have so many startups within that company that I don't think it's going to stop being volatile anytime soon. Yeah, I think it's a company where they solve autonomy, done. Okay, cool. Now we're going to ramp that up. The stock's going to go high, high, high because they're going to make so much profits from it. Then the next thing is the bots, right? Oh, okay, the bots. Is the bots going to make money? Is that going to make money? Oh no, they lost as much money in the first year. I think it's always going to be volatile, but as time goes on, it's going to get less and less. Right now, believe it or not, man, Tesla stock is actually a whole lot less volatile than how it was 5-6 years ago. I'm just gonna put it there, right? And 5 to 6 years from now, it'll be different. My man Jeff, love you. Canada's capital gains. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. US 15%. Let's flip and go. Bought some Meta today. I mean, Meta is a cash cow, but I don't like that company. Germany 26%. Nice. Elon is a rabbit puller. Yeah, he is. Tesla will stop being volatile when we have full self-driving revenue flowing. Yep, I believe that as well, but it'll be less volatile. That's for sure. Beware of 1010. Oh man, we're gonna go live here on 1010, 100%. PE of 200 is stretched based on stock behavior last year's. Well, hey, again, that's what I'm saying. If Tesla stock goes like, hey, if we can pull an Nvidia showing profits just soaring in one quarter out of nowhere, and they're an earnings call, and they come out an earnings call and they say that, yeah, we're gonna continue going like this more rapidly in the next quarters, I don't think that's even crazy at all. I think maybe even a higher PE, 300, 400 PE would make sense because it's not priced in, right? But I see what you mean there. Are you considering FSC on supervised revenue in 2026? I think sooner, next year, 2025, but maybe the end of 2025. But it's hard to add that in at the moment. Use 60 PE on what the market is usually okay with. 60 PE with Tesla stock. I mean, right now it's 60 PE, but this last quarter was 40 PE. And then the quarter before that, and the quarter before that, it was over 100 PE. And right now, if the EPS goes down to what it's supposed to be, and not be illusioned by the tax inheritance that they had in Q4, PE would be over 100 right now. I'm that's all I'm saying right now. Yeah. Did you hear me, Kevin's take on Tesla? He seems bearish. Man, I don't listen to him. He's a flip flopper. When the stock goes up, oh my god, I'm going all in. When the stock goes down, oh, I'm selling everything. You guys should too. I wouldn't listen to him. Devastating danger is not the cash profits; it's killing the ICE vehicles. Look, that's where licensing comes in, right? They have, I mean, they can't even ICE companies, legacy automakers, they can't even make freaking EVs properly and profitably. So yeah, they're done. The cheap Teslas are the other ICE killers. That's true. If people know the value of Teslas, 100%. The stock went down because we went up 60% before the call. Well, it's up now, and Tesla is heavily undervalued in my opinion. So I think people are noticing that. And a lot of analysts are coming out and they're bumping up their price targets too, right after the Q2 earnings too. That's interesting. Normal correction, absolutely. The whole market had an overreaction. When do we manifest destiny? Soon. Do you think Elon should have a Red Bull next time and maybe not stay up all night with Peterson? Oh, if he isn't up all night with Peterson, he's up all night with something else. That's Elon for you. He's a work machine. I buy 4 shares yesterday. Nice, good job. Got my Cybertruck invitation yesterday. Nice, bought it and bought more shares. Although I was 100k in the red left. Yeah, I mean, I'm no longer in the red with my Tesla shares, so I'm happy. But this is a long-term game, right? 5 years, 10 years. I would say 5 years is a good time right now with Tesla. Then you're gonna see some good returns. Elon got a bailout. They gave him more money in that package than his company's worth. What a joke. Nope. I disagree. At that time, when he got the compensation package, it was worth 2 billion. He 20x the company, man, and he had no salary, no bonuses, no overtime, nothing. He had nothing. If he didn't achieve these trenches, he would have got nothing. The dude deserves every penny of that. Every penny of that. Hell yeah. I bought at 172, then sold it at 220 and bought buying and selling swing trading, not my forte, but hey, Tesla is a really good stock that you guys can swing trade and make a whole lot of money, but something that I don't do. All right, guys, that's it for today. 26 minutes. Sheesh, I was hoping to be under 20 minutes, but that's it. That's it for today. Is Tesla stock a buy? Hey, you guys, if it's a long term, I'm always going to say it's a buy in my opinion. But if you guys just joined it right now, go back 10 minutes of this video and see the analysis, and you guys will see. Anyways, guys, I got to go. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe, follow on Twitter, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Love y'all.